Things are gonna be
Editor
happening.
Cap joined the party. Maybe you can throw some Editor Caps in there.
Hey, we're live, y'all.
Wow.
Hi. Hi.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to
Oh, gosh.
tonight's episode of Oodvin. My name is Maxwell Williams. I am the DM for this session, and we should go around and introduce everyone else in our gang. So, first up,
I want this fucking let me in. Oh, sorry. Hold on.
Good start.
I'm getting into Albert. Okay. Oh, it's capital L. Okay. So sorry. Hi, everybody. My name is Sam Rinaldi, and I play Winnie Winslow, the Twilight Cleric. And yeah, that's all I got. I can't think of anything clever right now.
oh, I didn't. do
Howdy.
anything.
I'm Connor McGinley. I play Lily Pembroke. I keep calling her a ranger because she feels like a ranger, but she's mostly fighter at this point. There's a festival, so I guess it's party time evisceration.
Hello, my name is Dane Brancato. I play Zephyr Windstrider, the College of Swords bard of the group. And continuing my little bit of Zephyr's favorite of the five senses, today we get to touch. And Zephyr's favorite feeling is he loves his nice soft scarf that he has on.
Is that me next?
Yep.
Yes.
Nice. Hi. You can tell we're super prepared for tonight. My name's Julie Risto, and I play Octavia Lagazur. She is the half-orc swashbuckler rogue. And, her face doesn't look as bad as it used to. It was pretty awful for a second there.
Hello, my name is Aaron Borden. I play Februm Cask, the Simic hybrid blood archer. And he is, he's raring to compete. He's ready for these, ready for this tournament.
And I am Drew Borden. I play Aldrich Bernask, the armor artificer, and his favorite smell is the smell of melted copper.
No!
Copper specifically.
No!
And
I get it.
and not yeah.
Just because I get it doesn't mean I like it.
It's fair.
Okay, sorry, that was everyone. So we should probably get into tonight's episode with a quick little recap from last session. So coming out of probably one of the party's longest nights to date, they all woke up back in their dorm room, safe and sound. All injuries seeming to have been resolved, healed. Even Octavia's scar seems to have been healed to an extent where it is barely noticeable to anyone else except for her. And then it was time for class decisions. The party made their way down to the main entrance hall and decided to have some conversations with some of the professors, several of which they had seen last semester, but two professors in specific, mainly Garfi and Veneril, both from other schools teaching classes this semester for the first years. Party took a second to decide which classes they wanted to go for before finally signing up for one of the 6 different lessons that they could take this semester. Many people deciding to go the Fight Club and the Root of Magic route. After we had rolled for classes, seeing how people did during the week, we dove into a little bit of what people had been doing in their free time. Al, that's a little back, but going into this class selection, Al decided to try to open a puzzle box, failing and taking a lot of damage. Octavia decided to go visit Alessander in the Thieves Guild to see if they had any progress in the last couple of days. Not coming up with much, but they'll keep pressing that topic. And then finally, Winnie and Octavia had a little bit of a bonding moment. Whether or not either of them came out more open or closed off, I guess is up to them. But we shall pick up where we left off. Is there anything anyone would like to do during the rest of the week?
Trying to remember what we did in the middle of the week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think.
I would like Al would like to at least in the first half of the week spend some time at the forge, helping out, making some things, and continuing on that book.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second half of the week, I want to open another puzzle box.
Yo.
Fastest way to character death.
And the book that you're referencing is your father's journal, if I remember correctly?
The collection of past journals sans the crazy stuff.
Lovely. You take some time reading that and going through it, and it's hard to get together some of the scribbles and the writings. You end up coming to this conclusion that there's not a whole lot of information in this book. More loose threads, areas that people in the past have tried to go down, that inevitably lead to their own demise and madness.
Okay.
You get a couple pointers of what not to do. And there's probably some suggestions here and there about not doing puzzle boxes. But that quickly fades away in each individual's writing as they inevitably decide that without the ability to leave the city or to adventure through the waste, the closest they're going to get to an infernal contact is in these puzzle boxes. Jesus.
Okay. Cool.
And then what puzzle box would you like to open?
Man, that's a great question, and I think
You doing the hard one again?
if I do a puzzle box at the end of the week, will my damage carry over till Friday night?
Not necessarily.
Okay, then we can just do the big one. That's fine.
Okay.
We're gonna make you have consequences somehow.
Yeah. That's my goal. Okay.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Yeah.
I love the young people.
I love the young people.
Yeah, I don't remember how high you rolled last time, but it was pretty high, and it was not.
It was
I
like
believe it was a
34 or
34.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna need some help.
I'll use
We
the
need a 35.
enhanceability thing again. Yes. And I would ask for any help that people are willing to give.
I'm doing protection from evil and good because
My backup first aid.
I won't be held responsible for if something like that happens.
If I use a bardic, what are the odds that I will get it back by the end of the week?
Probably pretty high.
Those
Okay.
come back on a
I
short
probably
rest
sleep.
now.
Oh yeah, no, I'll definitely sleep by then.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a bardic.
I'll give you a luck point.
Oh,
Wow.
Can she do that?
I don't know. Can I?
I don't know.
Not as written. You'd have to invest something special to do that.
Okay.
I think in
Never mind. I
one
cannot.
D&D you can. If you already have inspiration, you can give an inspiration.
Well, I don't have inspiration anymore.
I know.
use it.
I know.
But that's good to know for the future.
By God, I'll be there for moral support.
Yeah.
Unless Octavia wants to open the box.
I don't think I got
Is
it.
this Glenn?
No, Octavia's
Oh, golly,
good.
I'll be there for more.
She's
God.
seen what the box has done to Al, and she's not interested.
Okay. So, Okay. Be a 19 on the roll. And then it was an investigation.
Mm-hmm.
So 27
Hi.
plus the flash of genius. So 31. And then what was the bardic? 8
D8. Yep.
D8.
Could be.
Come on! I got a 6 on the D8, so
37?
Okay.
Look, if the DC is 40, this puzzle box can't be open, so...
At least not right now.
Just not right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Can everyone else that's in the room at this time make a con save?
Oh god!
Oh dear.
Excuse me.
We're gonna die.
We're gonna die! Alright, let me fucking oh shoot, I'm sorry.
What's... Okay, great.
A con save?
Uh-huh.
This is the episode where Lily kills Al out of frustration.
This is the
Yeah.
episode where Zephyr dies.
That's a 10.
I got a 17.
Is a also 17.
Hey.
I got a 14.
I
And
got
what'd
a
you
1.
get, Dane?
A 1.
Cool.
I'm gonna say that Zephyr just believed in Al so much that he did not prep himself for if Al failed.
Any fallback.
Oh,
Any fallback.
so,
Yeah, you're like massaging Al's shoulders, like, you got this, man. You're doing the bardic inspiration. You're doing
Yeah.
great.
He's got like a
You
warm towel.
take it to the face.
Warm towel and a bottle of water.
Al, you sit down with this puzzle box and take a good deep breath. Surrounded by all of your friends and compatriots, you start to flip the pieces back and forth. Now, this is the more expensive one. The light metals are easy to move. It ends up becoming very malleable. As you continue to move through the puzzle, you almost feel the metal itself begin to melt in your hand. As you're moving pieces around, they begin to disappear, and the whole puzzle box itself begins to almost unfold like a freshly blooming rose. And as the petals begin to kind of release and open up, just the moment when the bloom opens to reveal what's inside, there is this flash of red light that floods the rest of your room. And you watch as all of your compatriots just stop mid-motion away from the explosion, frozen where they stand. And you begin to kind of look around, and you see that... who would have it?
Pry Zephyr off your shoulders.
So, you see that Winnie was like mid-step backwards, and she seems to be frozen in air. Zephyr's trying to lean forwards, and he's kind of stopped in this motion moving towards you. You end up looking out the window, and through the light of the full moon, you see several different birds or animals that seem to have stopped their motion mid-flight. As a scroll seems to form out of nothingness, curling itself up out of this rose. Bound together by a thin black cord of leather, with a small claw, inscribed with magical runes, hanging off of the scroll itself.
Does this... Oh. I can move?
Mm-hmm. You kind of, like, take that moment to kind of, like, look around. Actually, I need to roll one more d20. Because I need to see what. Because Axel is definitely also there.
Mm.
So let's see. Let's see what the good boy rolls on his. Oh shit! He actually went 16.
That makes sense.
You begin to look around, and you're like, everyone else is frozen. And then you hear, Al, what did you do?
Oh.
You like look behind you, and Axel has his like hand in front of Lily, just like waving his hand up and down in front of her face. It's like, what? Did
Okay. I'm glad that that at least somebody is
So
I can't move anybody.
I don't
Can
know.
I?
Al, can you?
You can try.
I don't want to mess anything up. Does the scroll look trapped? Are these magic runes on them? Do they look like?
Make an Arcana check.
Oh, where'd my no.
So I don't know, where'd your dice go?
Arcana. Ooh, I have good Arcana. 16.
It doesn't appear to be trapped. You kind of look over it. The runes seem enchantment-based in nature.
Okay. I will take I'll look at Alex.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a deep breath, and I will open the scroll and see what it says.
You slowly reach for the scroll, and you feel your own time begin to kind of slow down as you reach for it. Your mind seems to be moving faster than your body as your fingers wrap around the parchment itself. And as soon as you grab fully on to the scroll, time speeds back up for everyone. Everyone kind of resumes the motion that they were taking, and the puzzle box falls to the ground. Just still this open metal rose.
Does it
Ow?
look like Axel teleported?
It does definitely look like Axel just teleported.
Yeah, does everybody else realize?
Mm-mm. Everyone else, there is just... Al opened the puzzle box, there was a flash of light, and he grabbed something.
So you
Oh, thank goodness.
Well,
You-
that was fairly
You
harmless.
teleport!
you did it.
How long have you been able to do that?
Are you bleeding?
Well, I mean, he's done it before.
Me?
Yes.
I don't think I am. I am.
So a
But I-
significant improvement from last time.
Yes.
Yeah, good job, Al.
Thank you.
Why do you look like that?
Hey, Axel, you teleported and didn't pass out this time.
You look constipated.
Yeah,
Why do you
I
look
mean,
like that?
I mean, the rest of you were kind of just like frozen, so...
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Frozen.
When I opened the box, in that flash, everything except for me and Alex.
You can call me
Froze.
Axel, it's okay.
Axel,
Yeah.
okay.
Alex is more of like the code name.
Okay.
Yeah, like in public.
I wasn't sure. I never caught that conversation, I guess, but
I'm not gonna
For
forget
yes,
the kids lingo.
everybody froze. And then when I grabbed the scroll, it everybody came back.
So, question. Was it like just us that froze? like-
Well, I looked out the window and everything seemed frozen.
Oh, that's not concerning and scary at all.
That is.
No,
Wow.
but
okay.
we're all okay now. So
I'm going to say it. I don't like puzzle boxes. The risk to
But you
reward
opened it, right?
ratio
I
is
opened it.
negligible.
So
Well,
let's-
we don't know what was in the box yet. I haven't looked at the scroll.
Well, you
yeah,
got
let's find out
something
what was
from
with
it?
The
No one's
frozen in
dead?
time thing.
I see this as an absolute win.
I'll see what the scroll says.
You unravel the scroll, kind of unlooping the leather work. A little note piece of paper falls out of the scroll as you open it and kind of slowly drifts to the ground.
Oh, I'll read that first.
Okay. You pull that up, read it, and it says... it seems to be kind of like looped in with like the leather band. It says a tool for the final. In the end, the only power you can trust is your own.
Okay.
I'm gonna assume they didn't mean like the final exam, but
I'm going to assume so.
that would be
You got a-
super
Oh, you got a
weird.
cheat sheet. Awesome.
Yeah,
It's just the answer.
at the answer key.
Yeah, you don't need to
Oh,
roll.
look! A, B, C.
Yeah, C,
Um,
C, 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 D, C.
It's always C.
It's always C.
All right. What does the scroll say then?
You open up the scroll, and it just continues to unravel. It is a lengthy piece of paper with scrolling text written in beautiful handwriting. You speak Infernal, right?
I do speak Infernal.
It is written purely in Infernal.
Ooh.
Convenient.
And as you continue to read into it, this is a demonic contract. But
It's demonic.
Or fiendish.
Okay.
They're kind of the same thing in this universe.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
And you start reading through it, kind of browsing, figuring stuff out, until you get to probably the last quarter of the contract. And there are just several bullet points and lines that are blank, and there are no signatures at the bottom.
it's a blank check.
Ooh,
It's
oh.
a blank check.
Oh dear.
Oh, what did the... Oh, no. What did the wording in the contract, because the bullet points are blank.
Mm-hmm. So most of the wording, no, I need you to make a check for this. Make an intelligence check. Just straight intelligence.
Okay. No. What is my intelligence? That would be... I think it's just a 4 still. So we'll go with... I'll use a flash of genius and make it 11.
Okay. You go through this. Nothing really seems to stick out to you. It seems to be mainly a contract that links two individuals together. It's fairly vague about the reasoning or what is due to each individual. Safe to assume that that's what kind of the last part of the contract is. But it mainly seems like most of the first half of the contract prevents the two people signing, or the two individuals, two things signing this contract, from screwing with each other. It's a lot of like.
Oh.
It's a restraining order.
Pretty much.
Not quite. It's more of like, as part of like this person's service to you, they will not intentionally cause you harm. They will not intentionally work against like you or your allies. It's a lot of like protective language that keeps the owner of this contract in a reasonably okay state from the other person.
It's a non-disclosure agreement.
A non-demonic.
Is this an...
Sorry, you go ahead.
Al wouldn't know that.
Okay, then I'm gonna... Can I also
Go
make
ahead.
an intelligence check?
Sure.
I'll be explaining this as
I
reading it
understand that you might
over,
explain it, but I just want to see what my interpretation of it is.
Mhm.
Oh, do you know
Always
Infernal too?
terrifying.
Oh. Lily happens to be staring at the contract.
Fair.
Intelligence? Hell yeah, that's a 6.
You are listening to this explanation from Al. And you're like fairly confident that this is like a oh god, how memey do I want to be about this? That this is like a marriage certificate, like a formal contract bonding two people together. For eternity or until you find someone to break this contract. It bonds two souls together.
Okay. Lily's not like articulating this, but she's just like, okay, listening to Al, and she's like, okay, I know what you're saying. You just don't want to say who it's for yet.
Is there like who it's written by, or is it like the 2 bullet points are going to be those people that are the people that are conjoined or whatever?
Thebrim, do you know Infernal?
I don't.
I'll go around the room and I'll ask if anybody knows Infernal after this. Sorry.
No, you're good. I will say with the role that Al had earlier, there's no indication of who the original author of the rest of the text of this contract is.
Okay.
Neat.
Does anybody else know Infernal?
Hold on.
I know
No.
Primordial.
Primordial.
All right. I will keep this with me. Ooh, is that a good thing?
You're gonna keep it with
I
you?
bet Offenzia knows Infernal.
We don't need anything else from Offenzia right now. Okay, we probably owe her more after what she did for us.
Yeah. Point taken.
I don't think she takes deals that we haven't already paid for.
I'm pretty sure everything that she's
Yes.
done pretty
Well,
one so far.
other than future favors, but that's explicitly in the.
Who
That's a
offered that
contract
again?
in itself.
I was like, who offered that again?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Could have been anyone.
It could have been any one of us.
Okay, I will. I will keep this in my bag for now, but I would like to, over the next couple days, craft a box, like a metal box to put it in.
Mm-hmm.
with a lock that, other than through magic, I don't know, like a combination lock, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like a puzzle box.
Like a puzzle box.
No.
But I want to, yeah. But I'll cast once I put that in the box. I'll ritual cast alarm on that every day instead of my furnace.
Okay.
I mean, if you want, I can yeet it into my Gucci bag of holding. Or sorry, my designer bag
Oh
of
wait,
holding.
yeah, no.
If you want to put it in
You can't
another dimension.
You wanna put there.
Because you can't get something out of a bag of holding that you don't know is in there, right?
Yes.
Yes?
There are no rules
Unless
for this.
you're
It's
in the
just
bag of holding.
That'd be kind of sick.
Steve?
No, like if that was how a character was introduced, is they finally get out of a bag of holding.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my god.
Bagman.
I'll throw it in my bag of holding, the opened box and the contract, because I assume that nobody. I don't know. Well, I guess I would probably know how that works.
You know what they say about assuming, Al?
It makes me as
Makes you and me assholes.
Yeah.
He makes
Wait.
an ass out of you and me.
I will put it
that's
in my designer bag of puzzle boxes until I can find something better to do with it. For now.
Understood. I should mention that there is still the claw with the leather strap on it.
Oh, that was a separate thing.
Yes.
it's the quick claw.
Yeah, let's take that out and let's identify that shit.
Okay. You cast Identify on the little claw. And you discover that it is a magic item, a rare magic item, called Claw of the Worm Rune.
It's
Is this worm with a Y or an O?
This is
With the
WYRM.
Oh, so it's not for your
Ooh.
little guy.
Yeah.
So worm.
It's a worm.
Worm.
It's a worm. What?
Oh.
What?
What?
Okay.
Oh.
Al will so, it's like a ring, or is it just something I put in my pocket and I pull out and I'm like,
It is essentially a little claw that is attached to a leather cord now.
okay. Okay, so it seems like this is basically a magic item that is purely designed to kill dragons.
Oh my gosh.
Doesn't
Oh?
sound particularly good.
Oh,
We only have 3 dragons and they're all kind of do with the protecty thing.
Well, we
Right?
don't have to use it.
no, I don't.
Perhaps we don't want anyone else getting it either, though.
I mean, maybe it's like their bad thing that is their only weakness. I remember I read like a book about this guy that was super strong, and he gave someone else a rock, and it was like his only weakness. And he said if he ever started being bad, that they could use the rock. So maybe this is our rock. No, I didn't steal this idea from anything.
That
Was
reminds
it
me of this book that I read of this guy who his only weakness was the back of his ankle. The Bible.
Mythic
Makes
hero
sense.
Achilles?
Wait, are you?
Why do you always gotta be funny when I'm drinking? Rude.
Are you suggesting that there might be a scenario in which Drax would turn on us?
Allow me to
Not
interrupt
Drax
for a second.
specifically.
Not Drax. We know that the leaders are dragons. We also know, you're welcome, thanks to my connections, that things get a little weird when they're in town, and it doesn't happen often, but, I've got people keeping an eye on them, so you might want to hold that close at hand, love.
I don't want to interact with any more dragons than we have to.
Neither do I, but it would be foolish not to keep it close at hand. Within reach, I should say.
I will say,
Yeah.
we've had nothing but positive experiences with dragons so far.
Well, we've only met the one.
Exactly. We're 1-0 right now. 1 for 1.
So that's 33% good so far.
That's 100% good so far. We haven't had any bad experiences.
Well, I mean, like, out of... Yeah,
Yeah.
I see what you're
that's fair.
saying.
They're
I see
all
what- I
good
got you.
then. If 100% of them are good,
Well, no, that's
Lily
not.
gets it. Lily gets what I'm saying.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Lily doesn't get what you're saying.
Okay.
At least 2. We don't
No,
know.
at least one. What do you mean at least two?
I will. I'll hold on to this. Does it? Should I keep it in my pocket, or should I like have it in the bag too, or should I?
Question.
Yes.
Is this a recognizable item? Like, if he wore it on his person, like on his belt or on his arm or something, would people know what it was?
I mean, they'd probably have to do like an
I think-
investigation check.
I
What
think
other
the dragon would
dragons
probably
knew
know
what
what
it
this is.
was?
I think the only people that it matters for would know what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. So maybe put it somewhere where it can't be seen so easily, love, but still within hand's reach.
Yeah.
Also, how big is it? Is it like tiny? Is it like a scale, or is it like a scale model, I should say, or is it like okay, it's tiny?
What's about
It's like a
this-
dragon's pinky nail.
You could conceal this in a gauntlet.
Yeah.
Think like it's like a good sized shark tooth. Think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want to put it like in your bag or anything. Because what if we're in a dire situation? You're like, like running through your bag.
They
Yeah.
can't remove your armor, right?
They can't remove my armor, so I could put it underneath my armor.
Yeah.
While you're
That's a very
alive.
good
I would hide it
idea.
in your glove.
What'd you say, Max?
They can't remove your armor while you're alive.
I mean, that's true.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
No matter
you don't
where
have the best track record, but
no
let's
matter
not-
where he hides it, they're gonna be able to get it when he dies.
Yes. Yeah.
Unless
So
he gives it to someone else.
I'll grab just like a random thin leather strap off of my bench and
Didn't it
make a
come with
small.
one?
Yeah, it already has one.
Well, like a small one.
Oh,
But like I'm gonna make a necklace basically,
Oh!
and I'm gonna keep it underneath my armor for now, so that it's hidden.
icon, fashion icon.
Bro, all you need is the puka shell necklace and you're good.
Yeah.
You've got the shark tooth, just get the puka shells.
And your
And
hydro flask.
I'll attune to it when I have the chance.
Well, do we have the rest of the week at this point, or is this the end of the week?
No, we're still kind of going through the week. If anyone has,
I'll say you'll probably have
anything
time to
they wanna
attune.
do, yeah, you can mark that
Honestly-
as an attunement.
All right. No
I'm
more
good.
ring.
As far as stuff I want to do for the week, that was a pretty good climax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got nothing.
I definitely want to know more about. Okay, first of all, can I get rid of this level of exhaustion or
Oh,
like?
absolutely.
Oh,
Never.
Okay, good.
No.
I never. It's stuck with you. You have it forever.
It's yours.
I want
No.
to do more reading on the stone with the writing, since last time I looked at the book, now I want to look at the stone.
Mhm.
I mean, we could have lore weekend.
We could.
We could.
I'm okay with lore weekend.
Lore
I'll
weekend
buy
is-
into that.
Lore weekend is fine.
For weekend. Octavia,
Yes.
you hold the stone up in front of you. What are you doing with it?
I mean, it has writing on it, right?
It is inscripted with different runes and symbols.
Can I
What?
use the book as a reference? Like, does the book mention this stone at all?
Make an investigation check.
Oh, baby, will I ever? I need to get better dice. These ones I cannot see until I pull. Okay, that's pretty good. Investigation is a -1. That's an 18.
You start going through this, and there's very little reference to this rock in this book.
Neat.
You do notice that there are many different references to something that is referred to as a transmitter. Whether or not
Oh?
you know what that means, it seems to be indicating to a rock with runes that seems very similar to like a riverbed. Something smooth, well polished.
Is my
Well,
rock
where would we find something
smooth
like
and
that?
well polished?
Your rock is smooth and kind
Oh
of
my
well polished.
Fun! So she's looking at this, she's reading the book, and she's looking at this rock, and she's like, how do I turn this thing on? Like, she's
Just like beat it on the desk.
yeah, dun, like a crow, you know, when it finds like a nut or something, and it just bashes it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, donk, 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 donk. She doesn't quite, her brain is about as smooth as this rock, but this is where she's at. She knows that it's supposedly a transmitter of some sorts, but how you activate it, I think she definitely goes into the bathroom at some point when nobody's watching and just like runs water on it and is like, does that do it? She's like, is it water activated?
You run water over it, and
Oh,
you watch as the liquid begins to kind of fill the little runes in the rock itself. It's the way that it pools seems to be with all of these grooves and markings that have been surrounded or written all around this rock. And it holds there for a second. But it doesn't seem to do anything else.
Did you try asking it to work?
Is Lily watching over Octavia's shoulder?
I can see Lily like peeking her head in, like, did you try asking it?
Octavia's like, well, ask what?
The rock.
She like opens her mouth, she like brings up a finger, she's like, I'm not going to get anywhere with this, am I? No, I did not, in fact, ask it if it would work. Transmitter, would you please be so kind as to work?
You wait for a second.
You gotta give it a minute.
Nothing.
Sometimes
No.
they're shy.
It's very shy because nothing's happening. But running water over it does seem to do something. I'm sure there's another part to it. I don't know exactly what, but I will, and this rock, it fits in the palm of my hand, right? It's pretty small.
I would say it's probably just over palm sized.
Okay, a little bit bigger than I thought. Okay.
Yeah. Think of like a good solid skipping stone.
Okay.
So it's fairly like flat, and it's got a nice circular. It's a little oblong, and it's just covered in this scrolling font.
Okay, I'm just gonna put in my notes that water collects in the runes. I'm guessing I probably need some sort of magic to spark it, but Octavian don't got that. So that's where she'll end her investigation with her rock for the time being. But she's like, Lily, I will ask it tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated.
Of course.
Awesome.
Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else want to... Now, I should say to the audience, the players were all sent little snippets of the lore that they had received from the Cask Estate. So while the individuals might know, the group doesn't necessarily know what everyone got.
I completely forgot about that.
I did too.
This guy did DM everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh crap.
Yes, Drew.
I would like to, at some point in the week, pull aside everyone but Februm.
Oh, damn. Scandalous.
How fucking rude.
Um,
I'm offended, frankly.
I'll say we meet in the park somewhere. No, not the park. We meet somewhere quieter. We meet at my house. How about that?
Sure. We all just go out at random times and make our way to your
Yeah.
place.
So now that you're all here, when we were raiding the cask vault, I found a contract between a not a super high like very powerful fiend, but kind of mid power level, I'm assuming.
So you'd say it's
And
probably
the-
under 9,000?
Maybe. And the Cask family.
You know, now that I'm thinking about
you
it, I don't
found
think 9,000 was actually that much in the grand scheme of things.
No, it really
I think
wasn't.
you're kind of right, yeah.
Focus! You found a what?
It's a contract between a fiend and the Cask family. Was it the family line, or was it just their parents?
Make a history check with disadvantage.
Okay. I'm rolling real mid today. History. Oh, okay. 17.
With disadvantage?
With disadvantage. That was a 9.
It seems to have a lineage, but from what you can remember, you do remember seeing Emphira's signature at the bottom.
I don't remember seeing Februm's, do I? Okay.
And so you
Um,
wanted to talk about this without Februm because it's his family.
I don't know if that's something we should bring up to him, or if him knowing is going to get him in trouble, or if he's going... I don't know. I'm concerned.
It seems like something that he would probably find out once he's a Night Eye.
As with most of the information in that vault, I suppose.
Yes, that would make sense. What should we should we do anything?
I don't think it's necessary. But
Oh, sorry. I didn't finish.
oh,
Yeah. I was
It's
gonna say, was there something problematic, or is it just
Yeah.
a hi?
it's a contract in the service of the head of the household to keep an eye on the progress of the devouring.
You see, that's where the problem comes.
There,
Okay, I get it.
yes,
Yeah.
that's where the yes.
Okay, that makes
So,
a lot
like-
more sense.
not to cure it, but just to keep an eye on its progress, like it's some sort of experiment.
I guess.
Well,
That does kind of put a
Yeah.
wrench into things.
Mhm.
Eh.
Is there anything?
I mean, theoretically, is there really anything we can do? Because clearly, if we were to bring this up to the casks, we're all either getting locked up for an indefinite amount of time or dying.
What about to?
Februm?
No, Drax.
That's
We
you
will
assuming he
either
doesn't
get
already
locked up
know.
for an indefinite amount of time or die.
That's.
Or maybe he'll help us.
But what if he doesn't know?
I mean, it seems like keeping an eye on something isn't really that harmful, is it?
But if they're
The
keeping
only-
an eye on it, they probably know what to
The
do
only-
if it gets out of hand.
Yeah, the only reason I'm worried is because it's a fiend. If they had sent like if they had a deal with Drax to do that, we would know it's Drax, but it being a fiend, I just don't trust it.
All right, but here, let me come at this from another angle, from let's say a thieves' angle. If you tell Drax, you implicate us.
Hmm? What if we left him in an anonymous note?
That wouldn't be traced by magic. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bold of you to assume that there's something that's going to keep someone from not tracing it back to you somehow. From magical creatures that can, detect sense and sense magic and trace, and it's just there's too many risks.
I mean, he already had, like, an eyeball in that one room, so maybe he can just hear us all the time. In which case, it doesn't matter if we tell him.
In which case, we're in a
that's
lot
true.
of trouble.
Well, we're at my house right now, so unless he bugged my...
He may have bugged the entire town.
Yeah. My point. But if that's the case, then he hasn't done anything yet, so... Maybe he's cool.
I thought he didn't. I shot him, and he didn't do anything about that. So
He threatened to kill you.
Well, yeah, but he didn't. So he
Yes,
might
but
be
if it
more
happened
chill.
again, he might have.
Okay, well, if it happened again, I'd kill me too.
There.
Oh, don't
Okay.
tempt me with a good time.
Okay. Okay. What if we just try to find out what Drax's feelings are towards fiends in a passive way first?
I think that is honestly the best thing you've brought up since the start of this discussion. But I will say I want no part in it. You are more than welcome to do so yourself.
I will do that.
Octavia's very much so of the mindset, like, not my monkeys, not my circus.
Not my
Yes.
monkeys, not my circus, not my monkeys, not my circus.
Not my circus, not my monkeys.
But I guess, should we tell Februm?
I don't see why not.
I think it would be more harmful to Februm if he found out that we had a secret meeting without him.
Well, we don't tell him that part.
So I think you should mention it to him. But perhaps tell him your idea of talking to Drax about it and see what Februm wishes to do. Because, I mean, after all, it is his parents.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
a lot of us don't have those. I'm sure he'd like to hold on to them for as long as he can.
That is fair.
And he's spitting, yeah.
All right. I will go and talk to him later in the week.
Good lad.
Unless anybody else has any contradictions. Lily, do you have any thoughts?
Not usually.
Oh no.
Damn it.
Do you have any feelings?
Head empty. No thought.
Head empty.
She's perfect.
Perfect.
I feel like... I don't know. Maybe they have a reason for doing it.
There's always a reason for everything. It's just how
Yes.
those reasons affect the people around you.
All right.
For good or for
Well,
ill.
Februm doesn't seem like he knows anything about what his parents do anyway, so I don't think this will make much of a difference.
True.
That's fair.
Best of luck to you, Al.
I'll find Fred sometime later and talk to him.
It seems like it's later, unless someone else.
Yeah,
has something
later.
to-
Hey!
Whoa!
Later's now.
Wow!
Yeah,
Look
what
at
do you
Februm,
that.
know?
would you like
Time
to talk?
goes by.
That's crazy.
Woo! Side note, I'd say, like, while that's happening, I assume Februm was mainly in the dorm room,
Mm-hmm.
that day, and he kind of watches everyone leave one by one, and he kind of notices that everyone's gone, and he's like, all right now. And he kind of like goes around the room, like turn all the lights off. He's like, I need complete silence, I need complete focus. And he opens, he goes into like a closet and like closes the door to the closet and like starts essentially like meditating.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to bring out information stored in his eye.
Okay. Do you have any spell casting?
I don't.
Okay. Intelligence check then.
Or could I barter an intelligence save?
No, it's an intelligence
Dang.
check.
That's a lot less.
It's probably 4 or less, if I had to guess.
Well, yeah.
Probably.
Still good. Okay, that's a 21.
Okay, 21. You sit and focus. Are your eyes open or closed?
Closed.
Okay. So as you kind of sit and focus, you don't notice that this closet that you're meditating in begins to glow this kind of fluorescent purple as a light begins to kind of shine itself from the eye in your forehead. And there's these light pulses that you can feel go through your whole body, just ricocheting out. And the eye seems to want to force you to do something. Do you resist or give in?
Do I get any inclination of what it's trying to get me to do?
It's very neutral. All you know is that it wants to make you do something.
I will give in.
Okay. Roll 2d12, and you're going to take that amount of damage. As you suddenly lose control of your arms, and your hands fly up in front of you, and you feel yourself prick both of your index fingers, kind of slashing the tips of your fingers just slightly, and you feel your fingers just begin to scribble on the walls, and you kind of lose yourself into this meditation and calming presence that the eye is giving you. And there's probably a good, like, it doesn't probably take too long with what you got. But after about 10 minutes, you regain control of your arms, your eyes flash open, and you are back in darkness.
I'll activate the crimson right on my bow
Mm-hmm.
to shed light.
You begin to kind of shed light, and you see that you have scrawled out a little bit of text here and there, but mainly a map in your own blood. With several locations that seem to be marked, but one location in specific that seems to stand out to you. It is pretty centralized on this map, and you see that there are fiery patterns that have been made around it. And underneath it, it reads, Embers Blaze. And as you kind of begin to look around, you see Aophic, Borden, and Tridel, all in this imperfect triangle, with Embers Blaze in the center.
Okay.
And looking at this map, you know that if you wanted to, you know the exact directions to get there.
Okay.
We're going into the waste, baby.
We're going at some point, man. I'm like, we dropping at Blazidon's location win?
It's at this point that you hear on the closet door.
What'd you say was the central point called?
Embers Blaze.
Okay.
There's a knock on the door to the closet.
Yes?
Februm, I know you turned off all the lights and stuff. And you've been in there for like a little while. I was just wondering, like, if I maybe could turn the lights on back out here.
Have you been here the whole time?
Yeah, like, everyone else just kind of, like, headed out, and then you, like, kind of scampered quickly and walked into the closet, and so, I mean, it looked like you had something to do, and I didn't really want to, like, intrude or interrupt on anything.
I completely didn't notice. Yes, yeah, you can turn the lights on.
Cool. there's like a little like, and you see like light come underneath the door. Did you need anything? Did you want to open up the door? We could talk without having to go through the door.
He kind of looks at the map. He's like, I'm not gonna be able to clean this up. And
Now,
he's
what
kinda
kind of
screamed.
closet door is this? Is it just like a door, or is it one of those ones that like slides into like two pieces so it folds in half?
I feel like it
So you wouldn't
folds.
be-
I feel like it folds in half.
Good. That's exactly what I want.
So it's like
Good.
it's got the
Typically so
shutters
that
on
you
it.
wouldn't be able to see the inside when you open it.
I will say there's scrolling throughout the entire inside of this closet.
Oh, okay.
It's not just on the
I thought it was
door.
the door. I gotcha.
So there's like shutters on the door, so you can very clearly see this bright ass purple light on the other side.
Like Axel was like waiting as the purple light went through like the underneath of the door. It was like like the purple light stopped, and I figured you were done with what you were doing, and like it was okay to interrupt.
You know, some cleaning supplies might help. And he kind of slowly opens the closet.
Axel's just sitting there. I'm like, what? Well, I know prestidigitation. Like I could just.
Gotta get rid of blood.
Are you okay?
That's a lot of blood, my
He
guy.
kind of
That's a
looks
lot
down at
of-
his fingers. And he's like, his hands are just probably like covered.
Oh,
And there's like
absolutely.
a line going down his arms. And he's like,
You kind of notice that like your blood pooled into your fingernails like a quill, and
Ah.
it used like that tip as your stencil. How hurt do you look?
I mean, I would assume there's a lot of blood. So I would say he looks injured, but he's not necessarily injured like a whole lot. He's like,
Oh.
I think I'm all right myself. Though it
Februm,
does
I
give
don't know
me
if I'm the
some
right person,
ideas.
but like Februm, do you need to talk?
What?
What?
I think I'm all right now. I'll
Okay.
bring this up once the group gets together.
At least let me heal you a little bit.
I would appreciate that. Yes.
Alright. Oh, I doubt you need this much healing.
I would think not.
17 points of healing.
Hey, I'll take half that, and that's good enough.
Cool. I will say, this is the first time I think Axel's done this. Not the first time. But, first time to you. And Axel just kind of, like, holds your hand gently, and you feel this aura of positive energy just kind of flow into you. There's no spell casting, there's no, like, somatic or verbal components. It just flows from Axel to you, and you watch as your wounds close.
He kind of looks down at the wound closing. He kind of like gets lost in thought for a second, and he looks up and he's like, "Axel, have you heard of Ember's Blaze?"
Axel... Would he?
And he attacks you.
No!
Don't you dare say those words to me again!
The sleeper agent.
I gotta make a check for Axel.
Kill the Prime Minister.
Kill Sean.
Nope, never heard of it.
He's like, "All right.
See,
And then when he gets a
well,
moment,
focus. It was a natural one.
instead of not one.
Yeah.
And when he gets a moment, he's going to kind of scribble down the map on a piece of paper.
Okay. As you do that, Axel just goes like 1 foot square at a time and gets rid of it. Just like, are you... okay.
Thank you. Was there anything else? Like you said, there was a lot of like scrolling. Other than the map itself, that was like really important.
Nothing that you can see, or could
Okay.
it? Honestly, just seems like a bunch of random runes and symbols. More elemental and magical in nature than actual information.
Okay. He'll jot down like a collection of the runes also.
Okay. Go ahead and mark that you have that. I think that's a good place for us to take a quick break. So we'll be back in 10-ish minutes to probably jump into this weekend's festivities. Yeah? Yeah? Alright.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see y'all in 10 minutes. And we're back. Welcome back.
Hello.
Hi.
We are just finishing up our week's activities, and I think we have at least one more thing that should probably be taken care of before we jump into the weekend. So, Lily, if you would.
Okay, yeah, I have to sneak away to talk to the Eclipse. Maybe after the talk with Al and everyone, but not Februm. And then we split up and tell Al to go tell Februm, and I go elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you kind of, after the meeting, everyone kind of disperses into their own things. And Lily, you are already in the Artisan's Court. So it seems like a very convenient time to kind of just make a slight detour down a couple different alleyways.
Heck yeah.
You kind of shift back and forth, making your way through the Artisan's Court down a familiar path, catching a couple knowing glances on your way, until you reach the seemingly bare wall of some kind of building.
I think I can contact them now.
Mm-hmm.
After last time when I just wandered around asking random people if they knew.
Absolutely. So you kind of tap on your wrist, you swipe over to a hidden app, and kind of activate it. And you watch as the usual blue glow to this wristband shifts to a dark orange. It just seems to like pulse for a second. And you are quickly met by several different individuals, all hooded with masks. That kind of seem to just come around from different corners, almost apparating out of nowhere.
Now, do you, like, always wear masks and stuff? Even when you're... Probably, like, you probably don't need to. I don't know.
There's some, like, confused looks between the several different members. Like, one of them eventually shakes their head, kind of, like, pushes the other ones aside. walks up to the wall itself, goes to enter a code, looks back at you.
So petty.
Types in a numerical value of some kind. And you watch as the illusion on this wall disappears. And a strong steel door now kind of shifts over to the side, sliding into the wall as it opens up. You feel this immediate rush of like cool air hit you.
Cool.
Right, you are ushered inside by about 3 individuals outside. And find yourself in a much different location than you were in last time. The space has greatly increased. You are now standing upon an overlook that opens into this large warehouse floor facility. And you see there are dozens and dozens of individuals working on different formulas with different mechanisms, chemicals. Everyone seems to be busy at work, kind of shifting and moving around. But there is kind of a sudden pause as everyone kind of looks in your direction, seeing you enter. And the whispering and stuff seems to begin to filter throughout the crowd. But it's not too long before you hear a familiar voice. Well, howdy there. Have you come to
It's been too long.
Have you come to give us some information, to talk to us, to maybe see how we're doing? You know,
I guess a little bit of everything.
you watch as Rutha walks up a set of stairs in your direction, kind of ushering you down towards her. Now, you have been such a help to our whole operation. We cannot thank you enough. Please, come on in. Oh.
Gosh, that doesn't make me feel bad.
The rest of y'all, you can. It's all good. She's perfect. Come on, a little bit. Join us for a second now, won't you?
Yeah.
Now,
Where does she lead me specifically?
she starts to kind of lead you down, and she does the very, like, you're meeting a corporate exec that is walking you through their facilities. She's like, here we're synthesizing the blood in which you gave us to enable a better understanding. It has opened up so many different possibilities for us. We cannot thank you enough. Now, what new discoveries have you brought our way?
So, you may have heard about the news over the city about the cask estate being broken into, and I'm sure you don't think that's a coincidence.
Oh, now, I had my doubts. I was like, well, would Lilibet be that bold? But here you stand?
I'm pretty bold, I don't know. I've been working on it.
Don't be modest.
But I guess I got some notes, and I guess I wanted to find out a little bit about what I was looking at, as well as share it with you.
Oh, well, lovely. Can we, you see, like, Rutha, like, snaps her fingers, and people jump to attention, and the closest desk, or, like, kind of aluminum tabletop, one of those, like, science, like, tables, is cleared off in, like, 6 seconds. Every experiment, every bottle has been moved. You have a solid, like, 6x4 tabletop, all to your disposal. Now,
Okay.
if you would, you can feel free to lay it out. Give us a good a view of what we're working with.
Yeah, I think because the scribbling of notes was somewhat hasty. It's written bigger on more sheets of paper, so she kind of has to spread it out more. But, you know, obviously I let them look at it because they probably know more than I do. I was just, like, copying stuff, maybe not understanding it. But while they're, like, looking over it, she goes, so it seems like constructs are more susceptible to the devouring, but I'm not sure where that's going to leave me, because there is a little bit of an asterisk about beings with souls, so I feel as though I'm probably the closest thing to an experiment on that in that area that we've had.
Make an insight check.
Oh! 22.
It's quick and easy to miss, but there's a knowing look that Rutha makes with several different individuals that seem to be around this area.
Do any of them, like, move after that? Like, oh, I need to go, like, do something in response? Or is it just, like...
You kind of, you, like, look behind you, kind of, like, shifting your gaze, like, just to the side to catch one of these people. And they are, like, furiously, like, writing notes. And there seems to be, like, little instruments and stones and bits of glass that are enchanted that 5 or 6 different scientists around this area are doing their damnedest to take as many measurements of you as possible without interrupting this conversation.
They've got, like, tape measures, and it's like, oh, what?
Oh, yes. Of course. We have noticed similar things with some constructs that we've been able to use to our own devices. I think either you or one of your compatriots might have met one of our cadaver collectors, we like to call them, quite early on in our arrangement. They do seem to be quite useful, and you know, the lack of human loss and loss of life seems to be quite beneficial to our desires.
Yeah, I guess that is true. I hadn't thought of that.
I mean, when you can create soldiers out of raw materials, wouldn't it seem to be better to use those instead of using the ones out of flesh and bones? Much easier to produce, at least.
It's true.
But you were saying about souled constructs.
Yeah, so since I am not quite normal, this body was still something that I constructed. I'm perhaps a little bit concerned that I won't remain in my right mind if I continue to be exposed to the devouring.
Well, you know, that is quite the concern with any individual that's exposed with the devouring. At least within our research, they all seem to go crazy at some point. That's one of the main things we're working on here, is stabilizing it, harnessing it. You know, the way
But
the
I
Blazin
don't
intended.
want to be at a disadvantage.
Ah, so you're worried about losing yourself.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, should I or should I not? She'd like kind of like starts to like scan you, like look up and down. Well, I guess you could be. I don't know. Do we think it's? She like looks over to like a scientist that's standing next. Do you think that she's ready yet, or should we give it a little long? I mean,
Ready for what?
well. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's still in the experimental phases right now.
Oh, come on, you can tell me.
Are you?
I mean, I don't even.
Okay, well, if you insist, we've been working with a little bit of something, a modified strain of the Devouring, kind of reverse engineering it as it would to stabilize some of the madness effects, mixing it in with a little bit of that new blood that you so graciously accepted us. It seems to self-stabilize the Devouring. It's marvelous. You wouldn't be willing to tell us you got that from, now would you?
Well,
oh wait, we already know. Ignore that.
I was gonna say, I'm like, wasn't she the one that asked me to get it?
He's like, now, there's not like a big chance that you could get her to willingly do some experiments for us.
Almost certainly not. Unless you made her do it.
Well, I mean, that's a possibility, but we'd like to avoid that at all possible. It's
yeah, I know. I don't like coercion, but like she doesn't seem to like what you're doing here, and I hate to say it, but I don't know if she likes you in particular. I think she finds your voice a little annoying.
I've never.
I never.
Some people just have their thoughts and their opinions, and not all of them are right, but who am I to judge? Well, maybe if you could convince her of the good that we're doing here, the amount of lives that we would be able to save if we stabilized the Devouring.
What would that change if you had her here?
Well, if we willingly had her here, we'd be able to run dozens and dozens of tests. Figure out her connection. I mean, we barely even scratched the surface at the beginning, and then the blood that you delivered has allowed us to have some advancements, but they're slow, and we gotta be careful. We don't know if we're gonna be able to get more of that blood.
So you don't know why she has blood like that? Is that what you're saying?
Well, we have our theories. We have she kind of like looks around. We have reason to believe that your friend has some mighty high connections.
Well, did you hear about the sweaty dreams?
The sweaty dreams?
Yeah, sometimes when she's sleeping, she'll get like really sweaty, and then she'll wake up and she'll say she had like a not good dream. I think 'cause like the person was very hot. And I don't mean attractive, I mean like literally hot.
Mm-hmm.
Like the sun maybe?
Give me another insight check.
Okay.
Lily's selling all her secrets.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 12.
Hold up. Rutha's face seems like pretty stone cold. Yeah, that. She's like, oh, that's quite interesting. I guess we'll have to look into that as well. Jill looks at someone to like jot down a note. Was there anything else that you'd like to contribute at this time, or?
I don't know if I have anything else. I mean, that was pretty hard to get as is.
Oh, understandable. Little bit. I know you've already done so much for us, but do you mind if I ask you a couple questions?
No, that's okay.
You see, we've had a little bit of trouble tracking some individuals down. So I was just wondering if you'd seen the headmaster recently.
Well, he had like an eye in the building that I think was looking at stuff, but I actually haven't seen him. He seems like he's been sick, so maybe he's just staying at home.
I mean, that is very possible. But you know, he doesn't get sick all that often. I mean, in the last, like, couple thousand years, there's no real record of him getting sick or anything. I mean, the rest of us down here think that our good word is finally making its way through to him. He's having some rethinking about his position. But we can only hope for the best with that.
Oh, you think he's planning something?
Planning something, rethinking things, you know? Almost definitely. I mean, with the amount of power that he controls, I mean, imagine what he could do with just a flick of his finger. I mean, you're aware that, like, he could end pretty much everyone in the city with a look if he wanted to.
I guess that's true.
I mean, frankly, all he really has to do is leave the city and then everyone here is doomed. I hope he's not leaving.
Why would he leave?
I mean, he's been here forever. Maybe he's a little stir crazy. Wants to go see out into the world. I mean, we've heard that the other two headmasters are here as well. Maybe he's running away. Doesn't want to have to...
He's running away from the other two?
I mean, it's not a secret that the other two have been out for his position. For quite a while now. Not
Oh, they
as-
want to be the headmaster of this school?
Oh no, sweetie. Not the headmaster of the school, but the holder of
They
the
want to be a
shard.
dragon?
Oh no, honey, they want to hold the shard.
Oh. The shard.
Maybe
I mean, couldn't-
overspoke.
Couldn't he stop them, though, if he wanted to?
He could. He's always been far too passive for that. I mean, look at Aofik, the city itself. It hasn't expanded 100 years? Couple hundred years? Don't you think someone
I
with all
assume
that
that's
power...
because of the lake.
Well, the feat of adding more land or protecting an area outside the city shouldn't be that difficult for a creature like him. frankly, the rest of us here think he's just wasting our time. He's not actively trying to do anything, just sitting on his power. Making all the little underlings work for him.
Guess they haven't done anything for a long time.
Do you know why this city has night eyes? Do you know why the school exists?
No.
Well, I don't think it's my place to say that, but maybe you should look into that.
Oh, okay. I mean, if I'm gonna look into it anyway, couldn't you just tell me?
Some things you gotta learn for yourselves. I don't know if you're gonna trust just little old me.
I mean, you haven't really lied to me yet, so... I think it's okay.
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Ooh, 18.
I guess I'm not gonna give you an answer, because I think you gotta earn that one. But give you a little snippet to think about. If this school has existed since the founding of the city, and it trains these powerful adventurers and all of these night eyes, then where are all these powerful people? I mean, yes, there's a collection that are professors, and there's a collection that live in the shadow in their elegance. But where's everyone else? The school's existed for hundreds of years. Shouldn't the city be full of powerful individuals? Ninth circle casters? Seem to be heavily lacking on night eyes that are present and accounted for.
You mean they left?
Left or something else?
Well, I guess I shouldn't be gone too long. But you kind of mentioned an experimental thing, and I didn't know if that was like something you were offering or if it was just like...
So sorry, we got all sidetracked. She like reaches over and there's a tray that has been conveniently brought to her at this moment. And she kind of like picks up this like thick syringe. If you ever seen like the syringes they use to like shoot adrenaline in movies and stuff, it's like a good size, big thick needle. And
Terrifying.
inside you see
Comically
this
large.
dual twisting liquid. There is a like dark orange copper tone that twists up in one side, and this deep blue purple that twists up on the other side. Now this is something that we've been working on. We've done a couple tests here and there, not a whole lot of results. Haven't been able to get our hands on an individual with such perfect qualifications as yourself.
So, what does it do?
A couple different things, depending on when you need it. can pull you back from the edge. If you ever feel yourself fall into the devouring, it can reel you back in, kind of tamper down some of those feelings for a second. More intriguing is also has the ability to push that little ember inside of you to its full flame for a second. You take this needle right here and you give yourself a good old stick in the thigh right there. Big old meaty part. I guess, in your case, porcelain, but it'll fit about the same. And you're gonna just feel yourself swell.
Okay. This is, kind of exciting.
Isn't it? Science is so fun.
I guess I do like science. I can't believe no one ever told me science was this fun.
I know, right? Experimentation, results, new discoveries. Some of the best things on this planet.
And new steroids? That's the best.
Just the best. Well, we wouldn't want to keep you too long, so she takes the syringe and she puts it in like a little leather sleeve to kind of protect it. It's hard leather, molded for its position. Now you just take this with you, and remember, only use it when you need it. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Understood. Wow. I mean, as you go, would you mind possibly doing something for us? But just one more thing.
I can try.
It's not like this is gonna happen that often. I mean, you said you haven't seen him in quite a while, but if you do happen to run into that headmaster of yours, could you be able to just slip this in his pocket? And she pulls out a little gold piece.
Oh, you want me to give him a coin? Okay.
Absolutely. You can just hand it off to him, place it near him. That's all we would do.
Oh, but it's like a secret so that he'll be surprised when he finds it, and then he'll be like, yay, it's a new coin.
Yeah, it's like one of those chocolate coins kind of deal. Like, you look at it, you think it's real, and then you're all surprised when you open it up. Ah, it's fantastic.
Oh my god. So nice of you. Okay.
Now don't tell anyone. We want him to be real surprised now.
Of course.
Of course. Beautiful. Well, here you go.
Did it feel weird, or is it just like normal feeling?
You put it in your hands. It's got the weight of a gold coin to it. You can make an Arcana check if you'd like to.
Well, if it's not blatant, she's not checking.
Nope.
But if it's like buzzing in her hand, she's like, "What the heck?"
Nope. It just seems like a single gold piece.
Perfect.
She uses it to buy something nice for
I was
herself.
gonna say she forgets.
Wait, no, now you have to. It's really funny.
It is really funny. We'll see. We'll put it separate for now.
Okay. Well, you better be on your way then.
I'll see you later then, I guess.
I'll see you later a little bit. Is there a message or anything you'd like me to leave? For yourself, that is?
Oh. her expression, darkens a little bit. Just tell her to be prepared. I sense our encounter isn't far off.
Understood. I'll let her
Probably
know
within
for
like
ya.
3 months or so.
Probably within 3 months.
I'll let her know. Now you run along.
Okay, yeah, she heads out.
You head
Gosh,
out
I hate it.
without issue, make your way back up to the party. Everyone meets back up in the room. If no one has anything else, we'll jump into the weekend.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we definitely don't have to act it out, but at some point during the week, Zephyr and Winnie would have done the date that Winnie brought up.
We have to act that out. Are you doing it
How
during
could
the,
you?
Are you doing it during the week, or would you rather do it during the weekend?
Good call, yeah, probably during the weekend.
Okay, so we'll schedule that for like Sunday.
All right.
Especially because if there's any trauma that happens before, it'll be a
That's
great
true.
bonding
Yeah.
experience.
If Winnie
Trauma
talk about it.
bonding, my
The
favorite.
healthiest.
Trauma bonding. Hell yeah.
if Zephyr lets someone die again, you know how it is. Someone gets kidnapped.
If Zephyr lets Winnie die again, great. Even better.
All the brownie points.
Okay. So with that, the week goes by. Nothing much eventful happens. There's a couple interactions here and there, some people getting used to their new surroundings, their new environments. But eventually the weekend comes, and first of all the parties are given an option. There's the festival competition to be held in place of anyone's weekend activities, so if they choose. And then there are others that are given the option to continue with their weekend activities if they didn't want to compete in any of the festival shenanigans that are going on currently.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I would like to kick some ass.
No, I'm game. I want another shot at that morning dew. More like morning don't.
Lily already said that.
I figured that was like something that we say because we've said.
Oh, is
it
that
a
our
couple
catchphrase now?
times? Yeah, I figured that was something that we
Every
said when their
time,
names
like
just
we
came
can
up,
say,
you know?
"Oh, hi, this is our team," and then we say more like "morning don't," and just no context.
No. I thought it was something that like you say every time it comes up. Like whenever I see a bridge work ahead sign walking through town, I say, "Oh, I sure hope it does." You know, kind of like that.
Oh, okay. We can
Like-
do that
like
too.
as a joke.
Yeah. So we go bridge work ahead. More like
No,
morning don't.
that's not what I meant either.
More like the morning don't.
We're like,
Good.
It's time to introduce the Midnight Stars. I sure hope it does. That
I hate this. I hate this timeline.
So your party
This is
receives
the worst timeline.
a letter saying to meet Saturday morning at the fields should you wish to compete in the event.
Event.
Lily sees it. She's like already there. Lily, it's tomorrow. She's like, I'm gone. We're ready.
She's just
Lily's
like
already out the
posted
door.
stoically, completely immobile.
I love that.
So along with the note, you were given a little introduction about what game you'll be playing. I need to fucking think of a name for this game. Because that doesn't work.
It's called Outlast.
All
It's
people
called. It's
people
called
under
Don't.
battle grounds.
Oh,
I love PUBG. How about we call it Amnesia: The Dark Descent?
I like that. Good.
Not quite.
That's a new name.
That's new.
what if we just call it soup?
Soup.
Or
Super
insert-
Battle.
No.
What about-
the game that you will be playing is called Shatter. It is
I know that's called.
Wait,
I know that one.
It is a modification of Capture the Flag, in which
Mm.
two teams go head to head against each other, both defending a crystalline orb. This orb is mobile, and is generally it's supposed to be held, but you can place it down at periods of time. The goal is to completely destroy the opponent team's orb through
Okay.
various means of direct attacks and other different indications. Like, as we're going a little late, I think I'm going to do the rules, and I will give y'all some time to think about it, but I don't think we're going to start this encounter until next session. So sorry about it, y'all.
That is okay. We kind of took a lot of time doing
We
other
did a lot.
things.
Yeah.
But this is a no holds bar fight. The only thing that's against the rules is killing your opponents. You are still students.
No
looking at you,
murder.
Lily.
No murder.
Murder.
Judas.
Judas, no.
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 Stop it.
You can knock opponents unconscious, and there are medics on standby to make sure that nobody else is going to perma-die.
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 As opposed to
So-
temporarily dying.
As opposed
Yeah. So
Suppose
does
that
I
that
never
mean
want to
usually dead.
temporarily die ever again. Thanks.
to...
I'm
Does that mean
good.
we can die, but somebody will bring us back?
I think you're not supposed to kill people. There's always
Yeah.
the possibility that you will die,
Yeah.
and they will revive you if at all possible.
Okay.
I don't like this game.
You and your opponents will start on opposite sides of the map in a battlefield that has been constructed by the staff. Has several different kind of dilapidated and destroyed houses, walls to hide behind. But it's a fairly small field. Just enough cover to kind of jump between things. Think like paintball. Things you need to know. The orb, and don't worry about writing this down. I will send it to everyone.
Oh,
I'll post
thank
it in the
God.
Chat.
Thank
I was just
you.
looking around. I was like, does anyone have a pen?
So,
I was ready to type.
Yeah.
the orb itself has an AC of 14, 50 hit points, is resistant to all elemental damage, is vulnerable to thunder damage, is immune to poison and psychic damage, takes normal from like weapon damage, and only has to roll a 10 or higher to succeed on any save.
Perfect. All I heard was it's resistant to most of things except for what I attack with.
Except for thunder, which I have.
Did you say
I
thunder?
did say thunder. I will also say, the orb is considered a creature when determining healing or other status effects. For example, Shield of Faith would boost the orb's AC.
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary and such.
When
would
he just
also work.
stands beside the thing with her
Yeah, it's like
prayer,
picking
with
up-
like the
Someone
couple
having
times.
sanctuary would be so nice.
Sanctuary.
Final thing
Oh.
that you need to know going into this. While holding the orb, you gain a special reaction titled Absorption. If the orb were to take any amount of damage from a single source, you can use your reaction to take that damage instead of the orb.
Oh.
Kind of flipping yourself around in order to take it instead of cracking the orb.
That would factor in the person holding its resistances.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The attack is immediately retargeted towards the person holding it instead of the orb itself. Now, you have time to think and strategize and figure out how you're going to approach this scenario. But that will be a discussion for the week, and the encounter will be something for our next session. So I think that's all we're going to have for y'all this weekend. This week. Friday? Friday's the weekend, right?
Friday.
Yeah.
Yes.
This
Well,
weekend.
yeah, I count it.
We're
So
all working for the weekend.
Yeah.
Quirky.
Indeed.
Anyway. So thanks y'all for joining us. We hope you had a good time. We know we did a lot of talking this session, but don't worry. The next one is pretty much just going to be combat. We're going to be bouncing around. We will definitely draw blood. It's going to be great. We hope to see you there. Julia?
Nice.
Drink water. I have a can of Buble tonight. So definitely do that.
Oh, I love that
because
guy.
It's good for you. Yeah, I know. It makes some good Christmas music. Definitely don't choke on it while you drink. Make sure you swallow healthily. But it's good for you. So drink a lot of water.
Keep drinking water.
Subscribe
And
to our
don't
YouTube,
steal your friend's
follow our
blood.
Twitch, join our Discord, all of the above. New VODs every Monday. I'm gonna come up with like a cool outro for the actual YouTube eventually, but we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Until then.
Until then,
Until then,
It won't show up likely, but happy Friday the 13th.
Ooh, spooky.
this is coming out on the VOD 2 days later.
but if you're watching this live,
happy
late Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Check out our Twitter. We're still trying to figure out our schedules. We will post there when we figure out when the next session is going to happen. But until then, have a good night, y'all.